The Philadelphia 76ers just stole Game 1 at home in TD Garden from the Boston Celtics. They won tonight's game 119 to 115. James Harden looked absolutely amazing in tonight's game, showing sheer dominance, pouring 45 points onto the Celtics without Joel Embiid. D'Anthony Melton was an absolute buzzing spark plug off the bench for the Sixers. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown both looked really great tonight. There's a ton to unpack and talk about in today's video, guys, but before we get into today's video, guys, I do just want to say we are going to be consistently uploading through the playoffs, so if you're new here and don't want to miss out on any recaps or other type of videos, please be sure to consider hitting that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get straight into this video talking about the Philadelphia 76ers. Alright, so first and foremost, my bold take for this playoffs was that the Celtics would beat the Sixers in 5 games. Now, unless the 76ers plan on getting gentlemen swept in a fashion like this, where they win the first game and then lose 4 in a row, I don't really know if that's possible. This is a huge win for the 76ers. Obviously, like I said, Joel Embiid with that knee sprain was not able to make it to tonight's game, and that showed the ability for James Harden, or I guess allowed the ability for James Harden to just unleash his old former Rocket self. We saw James tonight not really looking, while he was doing a great job facilitating. I'm not going to say he wasn't looking to facilitate, but we definitely saw him taking that front seat, that driver's seat, and just putting the team on his back. He finished tonight with 45 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals. And what I absolutely love about this game is he only had 3 turnovers. He did a really good job of taking care of the ball tonight, especially with how high his usage rating is. Philadelphia did not get to the free throw line a lot this game. In fact, going into the fourth quarter, they only attempted 8 free throws. And in the fourth quarter, Paul Reed had 4 free throws and he knocked down all of them, and they were all big time, huge free throws. Honestly, man, this Philadelphia 76ers team showed a ton of grit and a ton of determination, not to mention that huge shot James Harden hit with about 8 seconds left to ultimately win them the game. Tobias Harris hit some big shots tonight. Tyrese Maxey had a huge and one down the stretch of this game. And like I said, D'Anthony Melton going 5 for 5 to start the first half was absolutely amazing off the bench. There was so much great production from there. I think Doc Rivers did a great job coaching tonight, which is very rare for me to say. All in all, though, the one thing Philadelphia is going to have to work on moving forward is the offensive glass. In this game, it just felt like, especially in the fourth quarter, the Celtics were absolutely dominating the 76ers on the offensive glass. But when you don't have your 7-foot MVP in Joel Embiid, that is something that you're going to see a lot of. I'm really excited to see how Coach Mazzulla and Coach Doc Rivers continue to coach going forward in this next game. I think we're going to see a lot of adjustments. PJ Tucker tonight just did an absolute amazing job of staying the course and not being greedy and selfish. I love how PJ Tucker can, be out there for 37 minutes and not take a single shot and still be productive in other facets and pull and yield a positive box plus minus. And this entire 76ers team tonight was just really unselfish and did an amazing job stealing this game 1. So my hat's off to you 76ers fans. As for the Boston Celtics, first and foremost, Marcus Smart needs to potentially be benched for the next game. That might be a little crazy for me to say, but this game he looked terrible. 6 turnovers, -7 on the box plus minus. He did a pretty good job facilitating as he finished with 7 assists, but it felt like he was looking to take over at the wrong time. Jason could pretty much not miss from 3-point land tonight, and same goes for Jaylen Brown as they went a combined 7 for 9 from downtown. Yet in the last couple possessions, I'm pretty sure the last 4 shot attempts were all by Marcus Smart, and I absolutely hate seeing that. I used to criticize Marcus Smart a lot going into this season and saying that I don't really like when Marcus Smart is a part of this team from an offensive standpoint. He's a great defender, very pesky on ball. He's a bit undersized, but against someone like James Harden, it's good to have a Marcus Smart on him. However, I just was not a fan of the way he was, 1, defending James Harden, and 2, trying to bite off more than he could chew on the offensive side of the ball, especially that last possession. It was the second to last possession. I'm sorry. If you guys watched the game, you know what I was talking about. It was just absolutely terrible. As for Jason and Jalen, tonight was a really solid night for you guys. I mean, you combined for 62 points. Jason finished with 39 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and only turned the ball over once. And like I mentioned, he shot 4 for 5 from downtown and 14 for 25 from the field. I was curious to see why the Time Lord didn't start tonight, but I hope maybe going forward we would see Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, the Time Lord, and Al Horford, and maybe Marcus Smart coming off the bench with Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon tonight just shined in the six-man role as he always does. He poured 20 points on this Philadelphia 76ers team off the bench. A couple things moving forward that I'd like to see the Celtics improve on. One, defending better just overall on the perimeter and not trying to get in the landing space of people, specifically in James Harden. They did a really good job tonight, the Boston Celtics, getting to the free throw line and just driving and taking advantage of the non-Joel Embiid presence. I think that's something a lot of the Celtics fans and people that are avidly watching the Celtics were looking forward to in this game, was just attacking the paint when Joel is not there. Because outside of Joel on the 76ers side, you're looking at, a Paul Reed, you're looking at Tobias Harris, maybe Jalen McDaniels is your biggest threat down low, so why not attack the paint? Or PJ Tucker, these are guys that Tatum alone pretty much outsizes all of those guys. Tonight, interesting night coach-wise from Joe Mazzulla. We didn't see a lot of minutes from Grant Williams tonight. In the last couple matchups against the 76ers, we saw a lot of minutes from Grant Williams. Tonight was a relatively quiet game from Derek White. We haven't really seen that in a long time. As far as role players goes, Derek White has been above and beyond his pay grade. Rare inefficient night from Al Horford from three-point land as he went 1 for 5. Honestly, guys, just a lot of keen and little mistakes that the Boston Celtics were making tonight that ultimately ended up showing a 4-point loss. You guys kind of got out and running. You scored almost 40 points in the first quarter, and then after that, every quarter just looked a little bit worse. Especially that third quarter, it seemed like you guys were just jet lagged and not really ready for that moment, and it kind of felt that way, honestly, when I was watching the Atlanta series. But I hope that they can get things figured out. Obviously, I picked the Celtics to win this series because I figured that Atlanta series might be a wake-up call, but I digress. The Celtics, all in all, the last thing I'm going to say going forward is they just got to work on handling the ball better. I mean, they had 16 turnovers to the 76ers 6 turnovers, and that's at home too, when the pressure is supposed to be like on the road team. I mean, it's easier said than done, but it's true. They did a better job rebounding. They out-rebounded the Sixers by 10 rebounds. They had 10 more assists than the 76ers. But on the 76ers, they just played way better defense. They had 10 steals, and a lot of those steals are obviously coming over those turnovers, and some crucial ones at that. I saw Marcus Smart literally whip the ball at Tyrese Maxey for a wide open fast break dunk with a couple, literally, I think it was like 20 or 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. But I digress. The Celtics just got a lot to work on, and the 76ers should be celebrating big time in this victory. But what do you guys think? Who do you guys got taking this series? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, I appreciate your support as always. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.